And y'all see the suit too, man. Listen, new studio, new podcast by the spirit, not by the letter. Bro, we can go verse for verse all day long. Doing new things. Men are okay with understanding the reality that we are in competition with one another. But you ladies think that you're special. You are in comfort. Men are men of their word. So here's my word. I'll fly you out here and we can do it in person. And after that, we could box. I'm about my business. So remember I said, when I ask you these questions, I will dismantle your entire argument. That's the end of the debate, my dog.
I'm 39, but I don't look your typical 39.
Belly.
Yeah.
You look 39. It's okay though. That man isn't intimidated by a woman like you. He's annoyed by a woman like you. Because a man doesn't want to date another man. He wants to date a woman. All right, ladies and gents, welcome to No Fugazee podcast. I am your host, Cooley. Tonight is debate night and reaction night. We have a few links in the YouTube description. The first link in the YouTube description is going to be to join the stream. So if you have any points of contention with me or with the things that I say, if you watch some of my clips and you're like, Cooley, I don't really like your take, or if you just have a different opinion than mine, or if you're a true hater, please click that link. It's the first link in the YouTube description, and you are welcome to join the stream and join Open Panel Debate Night. And think about it, man. You guys have the upper hand because, you know, you could come prepared for Open Panel Debate Night. Like, listen, I'm going to get Cooley tonight, and you know what? I'm going to give him something he will never see. And you could come up with this crazy good argument, but I bet you won't. A lot of the haters and the people like that, they never want to come up on stream. Sometimes they do, and it's fun conversation. But that's going to be the first link in the YouTube description. So click that link. I got you. The next link in the YouTube description is going to be for the members. So we got 3 tiers. First tier is gang. Second tier is hitman. Third tier is mob ties. You join any of those tiers, you are welcome to the cookout. You are locked in with us. The link after that is going to be for one-on-one consultations. So if you need some consultations on dating and relationships, media and marketing, and as well as, you know, any couples consultations, hit me up, man. I got you. Then we do got the Clips channel. We post clips on there daily, so subscribe to the Clips channel. We are about to reach 10K on the Clips channel, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we are about to reach 10K on the Clips channel. Looks like we already got some people coming backstage already, so that's good. The next link in the YouTube description is going to be for all of the social media platforms. So if you want to go ahead and join the stream, okay, I guess it was some audio issues, but now it's not. All right, Cooley sounds like yeah, man, I am a little bit under the weather, man. I am a little bit. Listen, real G's don't get sick. I don't get sick. Only women and children get sick. Being sick is feminine. I just need to take a day or two off. That's about it. Real G's don't get sick, man. Shout out to the Wicked Kid Dream. But as I was saying, you can go ahead and the next links in the YouTube description is going to be for the social media platforms that we have. We got the Facebook with 1 million followers. We got the TikTok. We got the X account. And then we also have the Instagram account. So if you want to get in contact with me or my team here, go ahead and follow us on those accounts and hit us up. All right. So let's hop right into reactions first. I do see some people that we have here backstage. Just make sure your camera is on. So far, we got Urban Roll. Make sure your camera is on. I see you backstage, but I really don't see anything. We got DJ. Make sure your camera is on. I can see that your camera is on, but it doesn't really, it's not no lighting in the back. Then we got Sig Cap. And who else we got that came up? And we also got LD Nation as well. All right, fellas. So, first is reaction. So let's hop right into it.
Popping your balloon.
I'm taller than you.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You got on heels. I don't think you are.
These are kitten heels. Imagine if I had 3 or 4 inch heels on.
You're
Still not taller than me.
I think I'm taller than you.
No, you're not. Let's see. You are not taller than him. Not even close.
Bro, chicks be saying anything. Chicks be delusional, bro. They don't have good spatial awareness. So, you know, just due to the fact that she's 5'9" and she's above average height for a woman, you know, she's not, generally speaking, women aren't really that good with their spatial awareness. So, you know, she's just seeing him like, I'm taller than you. Shut up, you dumb delusional whore. You're not taller than him at all. Homie said he's 6'1", 6'1" or something like that. And she got on heels. So she's 5'9" and she got on heels. And she had the nerve to say that she's taller. Chicks say anything to disqualify someone. You know what I'm saying? It could have been his shirt. It could have been, you know, anything about the guy, but she's just like, I don't really like you. Ugh. She got the ick somehow. So she's just like, I'm taller than you. We're the same height. Stupid.
Oh, no. You're way shorter. And how tall are you?
Even the other girls was like, what are you speaking about? Stupid. You're shorter than him.
5'9".
5'9", and you are?
6'1".
Oh,
Easily.
still.
And I was right. Homie looked, if she was 5'9", she had on heels. Homie 6'1". Fair enough. And I didn't see this clip either. I didn't even see it.
That's all right.
All right. All right, let's get on to the next clip then. Yo, chicks be delusional, bro. Like, what? Get out of here. Also, we are live on YouTube, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. So everyone that's tuning in on TikTok, if you want to join the stream, come on over to YouTube. That's going to be No Fugazee Podcast on YouTube. Let me just check out TikTok just to make sure we're live, because sometimes we won't even be live, but I think we do be live. All right, let's see. Okay, it looks like we are live on TikTok. Everybody that's tuning in, thanks for all the love on TikTok as well. Appreciate you. Come on over to YouTube, though. If you really want to support the channel, come on over to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's No Fugazee Podcast on YouTube for everyone that's tuning in on TikTok. I know on TikTok you only get like a 1-minute clip of me, or, you know, that's pretty much all you see. So if you want to watch, you know, longer format content of what we do here at No Fugazee, you got to come on over to YouTube and subscribe, become a member if you're really rocking with us. Because I got a lot of love in the comments, but if you really love a bruh like that, subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. It's free. And like the channel on YouTube. It's free. Yo, finally caught you live. Yeah, man. Chris, you finally caught me live. You did finally catch a nigga live. Monkey07, son of the goat. Okay. Silence, you love you. Okay. Oh, y'all live. You love, you live. Okay. You said 2 things. But yeah, everybody that's on TikTok, man, we got a lot of supporters over there. So come on over to YouTube, bro. Come on over to YouTube. All right, let's get to the next stream. The next video. And as you can see, homie is a little bit under the weather. I ain't sick, though. Only chicks and children get sick. Men, we just get a little under the weather. That's all it is. Any man that gets sick, that's feminine. Clip that up if you want it to. I know the blue pill betas is going to be like, oh my gosh, how did Cooley just say, if you get sick, you're feminine? What is this toxic masculinity? Now a nigga can't even get sick? Stop crying, bro. It's called jokes. I think it's be too sensitive. All right, let's see what this is. It says POV Riz. All right, let's see if homie got the Riz.
Hey, excuse me. I was walking by. I just saw you and I thought you were really pretty.
Excuse me, Spanish.
Oh, Espanol?
I don't
Yo estaba caminando y te miré y yo pensé que tienes hermosa.
Gracias.
Sí, ¿cómo se llama?
Estrella.
Estrella. Oh,
So as you can see here right off the bat, homie just hollering at a regular chick. She looked like a regular mom, got a couple kids. Look like they at Burlington or like not Target. Could be Target, but it don't look like Target. It looked like either Burlington or one of them Ross. Burlington or Ross. Who think is Ross? It could be Ross. But anyways, he just hollering at a regular chick. So let's just point out a few things. One, only reason why he hollering is because she got the apple bottom. Second, chicks just be regular and they get attention. Like she not in nothing special. She's just at a store and they get all of this free attention from men. All of this free attention from men. So listen, even at Ross, at a gas station, at once they leave the house, women, they just have so many options that's coming up to them. Now, it may not be the options that they want, but this is just like, just say if we flipped it and the males lived the female's experience when they walked out the house. Say if once you walked out your house, no matter what you did, no matter what you've accomplished, no matter how much money is in your bank account, once you walk out, you just get all of this free attention from women that want to sleep with you. You know what? You would have an overinflated sense of ego. This is why these chicks got an overinflated sense of ego, because they just get random dudes hollering at them. Let's continue on. Let's see if he actually get it. Currently, right now, don't look like she even speak English, but let's see where his game at.
Me llamo Bruno.
Oh,
¿De dónde eres?
de Perú.
Oh, de Perú. ¿Cuándo llegaste acá?
Llegué acá ayer
Ayer, ¿de verdad? Oh, yo llegué hoy.
de vacaciones.
Ah, sí, estoy por vacación. ¿Y usted?
Sí, visitando a mi novio.
Read along, chat. So she said that she only there on vacation. She just got there yesterday. She just pointed. He done asked her. She said that she were her poppy, her man. She just pointed that her man is over there. Let's continue on.
¿Tu novio?
Sí, está por ahí.
No puede ser amigo.
No dudo.
¿Ah?
¿Tú vives acá en Dallas?
Sí, yo vivo aquí ya.
Oh. Sí, si quieres vamos a ser amigos.
It's an evil world we live in.
Más 51
Aquí está. ¿De Perú qué parte?
de Lima.
Bruh, homie done bagged another man's chick while he's in the store with his woman. This is crazy. Hey, yo, listen. W for him, L for her, and triple L for her man. Like, this is OD, bro. OD. Like, she was like, oh, you live in Dallas? She's probably thinking in her head like, yeah, I'm out here for a little bit, but I'm not even from this country. I would love to come back to Dallas. So yeah, let me go ahead and get this dude number. So if my man never slip up, then, I could just have a free trip back to America. Cause she ain't from out here at all. Shorty is most likely from like DR or, Colombia. One of them Spaniard islands. Let's continue on.
Me llamo
Dime.
Estrella.
Estrella. Ok, está bien.
Ok, un gusto.
Mucho gusto.
Yeah, homie done bagged it. And you know what? You can tell, like, some of these videos, they do seem a little scripted. You can tell this one not scripted because one shorty was caught all the way off guard. She ain't speak no English, right? And he's a dude that speaks Spanish, so he was able to still speak in her language, riz her up, and bag the number. And you know what? That ain't even called riz. One that's called confidence. Homie just had confidence to approach a woman. But it isn't much he had to do on his end, right? If you look at this video, he didn't do much on his end. Some women are just for the streets. That's the fact, chat. This is what I want to get y'all to understand. Some women are just for the streets. It don't matter what you doing, how much you providing. some of these chicks just are looking for another opportunity, a better opportunity, right? And when an opportunity comes, if it's the right timing, she gonna take it. And I would say that this wasn't even the right timing because she's in the store with her man. Now, she's in a woman's section, so she knows that her man not coming over there. She's like, oh, he's over there. Okay, boom. Let me go ahead and exchange numbers with you. Wild, bro. Wild. Now, if we being honest here, the probability of him clapping cheeks is extremely low. Because one, she's on vacation with her man. So for him to get cheeks, like she would have to be the ultimate super hoe, meaning like she would have to like lie to her man, start a fake argument to leave the little condo that they're at to then go ahead and escape and chill with the man that she just gave her number to. So she would have to do like some extreme thing just to get out of the house with her man to go ahead and see this guy. So the probability of him clapping cheeks is extremely low. The thing is, what you witness in this clip, the fact that she gave another man her number that easily and that simple while she's at the store with her man, this just tells you back at home, wherever they from, she has another man clapping cheeks because she doesn't really respect her man. This just tells you that she's this open to give another guy an opportunity while she's on vacation with her man. Someone that's at home in their little town that they live in is clapping them cheeks. She probably got a work husband or some type of dude that's giving her attention and some D. All right. Crazy. Let's get to the next clip. I see people backstage. Where we at? Okay. Let's get to some more clips. Get the likes up. Don't be a ninja watcher. If you're currently tuned in right now on TikTok and Facebook, prepare to come on over to YouTube because we're not going to stay live for long on TikTok and Facebook. So prepare to come on over to YouTube. That is facts. Don't save her. Listen, I hope her husband sees this clip. And you know what? Even if he does see it, he's going to be like, he's still going to stay. He's still going to stay. Because if he didn't catch the red flags on her movements and how she behaves prior to all of this, because you got to think about it, for a woman to communicate back to a man at a store when her man is just not that far away, it's something in her mind that she knows that she can get away with this, meaning that she got away with it before, right? Meaning that she did some whorish stuff before and he just stayed. So it's just like, well, I know, even if my man is over there, even if he sees me speaking to this guy, think about how confident she has to be. Like her man is actually obviously stronger than her. He's a man, right? So think about how confident she has to be to give her number to another guy. It's like, well, yeah, like, I don't care about him. Even if he sees me speaking to this other man, I know I can just say anything and he'll believe me. Right. So she had to have that in her mind to even communicate back with the current man, because most chicks, even if they like are promiscuous and they have like one foot out the door, 1 foot in the door, they still would have like a fear of getting caught. Like there's a fear there, and they'll feel that they'll fear their man. Like, oh, if I get caught, like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm gonna be living on the streets. He may hit me. He may beat up this guy. Bro, this chick operated with zero fear. Zero fear. This is crazy. All right, next clip. Where we at? All right, let's get to this one.
You guys ready for IVG? Same-sex marriage couples now, they can have children, real children of their own. All they need is IVG.
I just went down the rabbit hole for IVG. IVG stands for in vitro gametogenesis, or making gametes, aka sex cells, entirely in a petri dish to make more human beings. No procreation required. One of the main reasons that this technology is
Of the devil, I tell you. This is of the devil. Let's continue on.
currently being developed is to allow for genetic offspring of a same-sex couple to be genetically related to both of them. And you might be saying to yourself, that's impossible. 2 men or 2 women cannot possibly have a child that's genetically related to both of them. Until now, I guess, because we are literally developing the technology to harvest pluripotent stem cells from 2 men or 2 women, manually differentiate those cells in a laboratory into sperm cells and egg cells, then use IVF technology entirely in petri dishes in a laboratory to make new human beings.
People have talked about so-called multiplex parenting. You could use IVG to create 2 embryos, use the IVG technique again to create sperm and eggs, and then create yet a 3rd embryo. Now you have essentially what is genetically a grandchild.
And they murdered the 2 other embryos.
Exactly. And you could do this as many iterations as you wanted, that you could create a child whose biological parents, grandparents, great-grandparents were all embryos that were created and destroyed in a laboratory.
We could be creating entire generations of people that nobody even knows exist outside of a laboratory.
Are you guys ready for IVG? Same-sex
Yeah, that's wild. This is pretty wild that they can do this. Now, I got to look into this. I don't even know if this is, fully possible. They say that it is possible, but, are there any test subjects on this? Doing something like this with the same sex, like are the babies going to come out with a birth defect or something like that? So we don't know if there's been any test runs on it, but it seems like some of the scientists are saying that they have the capabilities of doing it. Now, I know it will make sense that they can, since the male holds the X and the Y chromosome, it makes sense that the male can do something like this. The male's body is capable of doing something like this, but the female's body, I don't know, because they only hold the X and 2 X chromosomes. So that's a little bit different. Where are you going to get the semen? Where are you going to get that sperm from? Where's that coming from? They don't have any seed. So I think it can only be through 2 men, but either way, it's still haram. It's still of the devil. Not good. Demonic. Let's get to the next clip. Wait, was that the end of that clip? Let me just make
marriage
sure.
couples now, they can have children, real children of their own. All they need is IVG.
I just went down.
Okay, yeah, that was the end of the clip. All right, let's get to another clip. Yeah, that's crazy, man. And you know what? That just gives an incentive for same-sex couples and same-sex relationships. That's all that is, because, as technology advances and stuff, it's like, oh, well, now you can't even say the argument of saying that, well, gay people, that's a reproductive dead end, with this type of technology, it may not even be true. So, yeah, man, that's why it's of the devil. Let's continue on. Let's honor, I think we got some super chats in here. Let's honor some of the super chats real quick before we play this clip. See what we got here. All right, we got Wicked Dream says, shout outs to Cooley and Tyga. Let's have a great show tonight. Yeah, man. Shout outs to y'all, man. Shout outs to Wicked Dreams. Always in here supporting the show. Appreciate you, man.
No Fugazee.
All right. Kid, I see you backstage. Yeah, we'll get to that later, man. I got you. First, we want to get the show started, and then we'll do those joint debates and have people debate one another and stuff. We got Tyga sends him $5. Appreciate the support. He says, gather stones with religion intent. Abdul. That's type funny. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Burn down that lab. Let's find that lab and burn it down. All right. Someone sent me a clip of, I know this pastor. This is Pastor Gino Jenkins, I believe his name is, and this is Jamal Bryant. I guess that, well, let's get into it. Let's see.
Writing me asked me, they heard me say over the air how Jamal Bryant is my cousin. Yes, I'm embarrassed of such. And there's nothing to publicize. But they're writing me, Pastor Jennings, did you hear the latest news about your crazy cousin? Yes. Yes, I have. He got over social media publicly and is encouraging his false church to sell weed.
And a lot of churches are just recycling people from other churches. That's not who I'm after. I'm looking for people that smell like weed. I'm at a place, Rashawn. New Birth is the largest land-owning black church in America. Wow. And so my position to my deacons is, why aren't we not raising cannabis? I'll be able to bring in black males. They're able to do it legally. I'm teaching them farming.
Oh my God.
I'm helping them to enhance the ecosystem. This is the kind of conversation. So if the guy, black boy in Bankhead said, they growing weed at the church, where do I join?
Yes.
And, this is just stupid. Just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should do something. Just like the last video that we just watched, it was the whole, in vitro thing of, we can actually take two males and then make, same-sex couples can have a baby now. Oh, we can do this. That doesn't mean that you should do it. It's like, this pastor is saying, a lot of black people smoke weed. Well, there's some ways to get them in the church. Let's actually go ahead and, sell weed ourselves. Let's go ahead and sell weed and give weed to these people and help them out, to get them in the church and help them sell it as well, like legally. So just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should do something. And this just shows you what type of pastor he is. He's an opportunist. He's just looking for an opportunity for more money. So this pastor, he doesn't worship the end material. He worships the material. I repeat, this pastor does not worship the end material, right? The things not of this world, like God, spirituality, and stuff like that. The Holy Spirit, which is the end material, he worships the material. He's looking for them dollar signs. So he's seen an opportunity within the community and he wants to exploit that opportunity. So this is nothing but demonic as well. Let's continue on.
And they are willing to buy land to grow cannabis. In other words, they're not letting no opportunity go by if it's going to bring money. This is what a false prophet does. A false prophet is an opportunist. The Bible speaks plain that love of money is the root or the source of all evil. And the Bible declared, while some have coveted after, they have erred from the faith or from the truth and have pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So yes, I heard what the heathen said. He's a heathen. He's of the devil. He's a sinner.
And it's crazy. He's speaking about his own cousin there. And you can see the polar, like these two pastors are polar opposites. Like you have Pastor Gino Jenkins, and, he's a pastor that believes in a patriarchy. he's a pastor that, doesn't believe that women should be preaching or anything like that. He tries to stick, not even try, from what I've seen of him, he sticks to the book, which is a beautiful thing. But then you have this other pastor here that's like, no, he's all for. I've reacted to Jamal Bryant, the pastor at the bottom with the red and white, the one that wants to sell weed to black people. I reacted to some of his videos before. He's very feminine. And he's for women being pastors and stuff like that. He doesn't follow the book at all. So these two pastors are polar opposites. And the crazy thing is they're cousins. And and this is how you know it's real, where the other cousin, which is he's the older cousin, right? He gotta, pretty much, speak in public about his own cousin and say that his own cousin is a sinner. His own cousin is of the devil. So, yeah, man, this is crazy. And at the end of the day, listen, blood is blood, but, it's all about the values. Like I tell you guys, man, like a lot of people have race this, race that, blood that. Yeah, that's cool. I wish it, not even wish it. That sounds cool to, maybe have that thought process. Like, nah, man, my family is the people that share the same values of mine. That's my family. That's my family. Like, if you don't share my same values, then I'm not rocking with you, man. You're not my family. We can't even be friends like that. You're a weirdo. All right. Good clip, whoever sent this in. Let's get to the next one. Once again, we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. If you're tuning in on Facebook and TikTok, prepare to come on over to YouTube. We got maybe 15 more minutes until for staying live on TikTok and Facebook, and then we're going to go ahead and close down those streams, and you have to come on over to YouTube. So come on over to YouTube, man. YouTube is much better anyway as far as streaming and long format content. Come on over to YouTube. All right, here's the next clip.
I'm 32.
Okay, and Caitlin, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
I just feel like he lacks confidence.
Okay. What makes you say that?
The way he walked in, his posture and everything.
Jesus. All right.
So right off the bat, she popped her balloon, meaning that she rejected him because of his confidence. And women are very good at this. They're social butterflies, and they innately have these social skills of being able to, especially when it comes to the opposite sex and even to the same sex, to being to having the ability to pick up on certain body language cues and stuff like that. This is why two women cannot like one another based off of just the faces that they give one another. Like, she'll be like, ew, I don't like her because she gave me this weird face. Men, we don't even recognize that. Like, what someone gave me a face? Like, what? This is men, we have to like learn that skill. Over time, you learn it. But women, they're like pretty much born with it almost. And for many reasons, I wouldn't say fully born with it, but they get the skill because right at a young age, women get a lot of attention from the opposite sex, and they just get a lot of attention, period, from their parents, their families, and stuff like that. So they have the ability to pick up on certain social cues as well. But anyways, she said that he lacks confidence, and she said that, well, you came in like, with not good posture. You were like slouching over. I could already tell that, yeah, like, look how dude is standing. His arms is like so close to one another. Like, why his arms so close to his body? It just looks horrible. Let's continue on.
It's okay.
Like, even when he moved like this, like, it wasn't no like looseness. It was stiff, like. Homie probably nervous.
Okay.
Do you have anything to say in regards to that?
And the fact that he's nervous is the fact that lack enough confidence.
I mean, It's just first impression, I guess. She doesn't really know me, so.
I know enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his behavior is feminine as well. So right off the bat, when she just said, "Okay, yeah, I know," he rolled his eyes and turned the other way, how a woman would do. It was weird, and his right arm is like stuck to his side. Homie is awkward. So yeah, he deserved to get disqualified based off of lacking of confidence, because he is definitely lacking confidence.
All right. Is she someone that's your type?
Yes, most definitely.
And then he's like, like, come on, bro. You on a dating show. Like, go in there like you that guy. Go in there like that Kenneth Cole on your shirt says Gucci. Homie is wearing a Kenneth Cole. You know he got the shirt from Burlington. Fair enough, man. I be shopping at Burlington too. No shame on homie, right? Matter of fact, I think this sweater may be... Nah, this sweater ain't from Burlington. This is... I don't know where it is. I think this sweater is like PacSun or something like that. Or Cotton or maybe PacSun. I don't know. But anyways, you're supposed to walk in there like you got all the confidence, bro. Like you just won a heavyweight world title, dog. Like you just knocked somebody out. Walk in there like you got confidence, like that Kenneth Cole says Louis Vuitton. Homie is walking in there like the Kenneth Cole says Walmart. Or it just says Kenneth Cole, which is basically the same.
Thank you. Thanks.
Look, and then after that, another chick popped her balloon because she like, ugh. Like, what kind of response was that? Like, what's going on? Why are your arms so close and attached to you? The other thing, Chad, I want you guys to understand something when it comes to confidence, meaning that how you feel, but also how you look as well. Working out plays a huge factor when it comes to looking confident and feeling confident. It plays a huge factor into it. And the fact that this dude is a little sloppy, a little overweight, you could tell that, you know, from body language and posture, the confidence is going to be lacking there. Because when you're working out all the time, you're in the gym, one, mentally you feel more confident. But then two, physically, just the fact that like you're in the gym, it helps out with your posture, period. Right? So even if you may not even have it there in the mental one day or one moment, just the fact that you fit, your posture is always going to be there.
Let's go here. Your name and age.
My name is Erica. I'm 29.
Okay, Erica, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
So I thought he seemed nice. I like his tattoos and that he likes to go to the gym, but I didn't like the casino and sports betting because it's like I work really hard. I like to go
What the blood clot, man? Shout outs to y'all.
out, and it's just not really something I like to do. And I think people I know that spend a lot of time in the casino can be irresponsible with their money, and like what you do is dependent on how they do at the casino, and I don't like that. So yeah.
That's cool, you know.
All right, she's someone that's your type.
She's cute, you know. Like, I mean,
and he's still talking. She's cute, you know. Like, and then that stupid arm, right? That stupid. Oh, that's his right arm actually. That stupid right arm is still in the same position, bro. It looks weird, and it's like the reason why it looks weird too is like hanging this way. I don't know, bro. Homie, just his posture is trash. And that chick caught it fast.
Not necessarily the typical type that I go for, but she's cute.
Yeah, and yeah, that's just all softness. Not like the typical type that I go for, but you know, she's cute. Bro, it's okay to be like, yeah, she's not my type. I don't like that chick. That's more confident. It's like, oh, well, dang, all right. He's being very direct, right? Just the fact that you're so indirect, you're speaking and you're like, well, I don't really know. Like, yeah, bro, gay. Homie's gay. Matter of fact, I think he may just be gay.
Thank you.
Your name and age?
Miracle, 31.
All right. And Miracle, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
It was the reaction to her response.
What reaction?
You were
And look, this doofus got to say, what reaction? And you know that he's not confident and he's probably a closeted homosexual. Just like his responses and his rebuttal. What reaction? Like, bro, that's gay. You're a man. Like, why are you don't even matter. She popped the balloon. Take a L. Look, real dudes take L's every day. Real men that's out here dating take L's all the time. So even if the chick rejects you, you don't even care about the why. You don't even care about any of it. It's like, okay, cool. Thank you. Right? All right, move on to the next. Right? But you can tell like this dude isn't used to rejection because he haven't been taking shots like Kobe.
Kind of like, okay, it was a little sassy. Yeah.
Closeted homosexual mind probably suffers from homosexual thoughts. Maybe never messed with a man physically, but he suffers with homosexual thoughts, so really hasn't been out in the dating market and courting women and stuff like that. So, trying to just get out in the field to be like, well, maybe I can fight the homosexual thoughts off and speak to some women, but nigga, your body language is telling the opposite. Homie, body language is telling the opposite.
Which comment?
To Caitlin's comment.
Oh, about the confident?
Yeah, they talking about all right, this clip is trash. Homie lacks confidence, and these chicks is mids. Anyway, yeah, they already disqualified him anyway, so let's move on to the next. All right, everybody that's tuning in right now, let's go ahead and start some debates, man. Bring some people up and see what we got.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Okay, so if you're tuning in on TikTok, we are closing down a TikTok stream and the Facebook stream. Come on over to YouTube. That's No Fugazee Podcast on YouTube. Also, if you want to debate tonight, if you have any points of contention with any of the clips you've ever seen me on, seen me in, or, even tonight, if you just had a different opinion than one of my takes, click the link in the YouTube description or click the link that's pinned in the YouTube comments. And you can join the stream. Just make sure your camera is on and your audio is on as well. You can join the stream with your phone. Also, that link, if you click it, it doesn't always work. Like if on your phone, if it's through Google. So you may have to copy the link, put it into your Safari web browser if you're on your phone, and then it'll let you right in. So try doing that, chat. Try doing that. So, because I see a few people hit me up the last stream. They said, yo, I wanted to come through on my phone, but the link wasn't working. So just copy the link and paste it into your web browser on Safari on your phone, and then you can come right in. But if you're on a laptop or anything, if you click the link, it'll work perfectly. All right, so who we got backstage currently? Let's go ahead and bring up Sigcat. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name. Where you from?
Brooklyn, Sigcat, 52 years old.
Okay, cool, man. What's going on, man? And what are you here to debate about?
So I saw the clip with the synthetic embryo or the synthetic womb. My question to you, I want to know if it's a debate or not. What's the sense of having women in the future?
Oh, when it's like that, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, like I mean, at the end of the day, man, there's many other reasons to have women around rather than just procreation, but procreation is, I would say, one of the biggest things, I would say. But yeah, man, there's definitely many other reasons, but yeah, that gets rid of one of the main reasons for sure, because then it's like we could just have a society of males and still, populate the nation. Yeah, with that technology.
Yeah, because I could see God over man, but in the future I could see God over man, but I could see AI over man, man over woman, and woman over child, and it's inferior and what's superior. And if women don't want to have children, that's a fact. You see in statistics in the West and some places in the East too. if you see these synthetic human, and I can have someone that can take care of my child, and I can have a artificial womb, and I don't have to worry about anything because I could provide and I could protect. What use is her besides having sex? What are we doing? I mean, let's get straight to
You
the
say,
point.
yeah, man.
Like, I mean,
Besides clapping cheeks, what use? Yeah, it definitely gets rid of a lot, man. Once again, I don't know how
that's the future. I see the future.
how official that technology is, though. Even though I reacted to it, I don't know how official that is. Meaning that I don't know if they had any, test trials and it actually works. Is the baby not going to have any defects and whatever it may be?
They're dealing with mice and stuff like that. But I'm talking about right now. You have AI. You have robots doing Olympics and boxing. All right. So soon enough, I know you think it's like 20, 30 years from now, but I could see that we're going to have synthetic women. We're going to have synthetic wombs or, artificial wombs. And if men want to procreate, which they do, that's a natural thing that we want. Most of us want men. We want boys. So I could see that if we're the one that's creating this science, and at the end of the day, if women don't want to play their part in modern time, then they last on the food chain. They got to go. Like, we want to be extreme. We could be extreme like this, bro. Like really be extreme.
I mean, that's it. Who knows how it will go at the end of the day? That is some like Terminator type, Matrix type, thought exercises that we can go into, which is cool. But let me get some more people up here for debate night, man. I really want to, get things going. But I appreciate the support, man.
I want to stay for the debate with these other guys.
Yeah, you can stay back.
You're gonna put a whole panel up.
Yeah, you can stay backstage as we get something going. We could go ahead and do that. I got you, man. All right. So let's get to some more clips, and then we're gonna bring up some more people. And that's how we're doing it now. I want to just get through. We had so many clips from what the members sent me, and so many more to get to. So let's react to some more clips, and then we will go ahead and bring up some more people. I see you backstage with Kid Dreams and LD Nation. I think you guys wanted to debate about something. We could go ahead and get into that, but it's not really a debate on LD Nation part. I see what you were saying backstage with Kid Dreams. Explain that a little bit more to me, because I don't want to waste any time for tonight's stream. And LD Nation, even when I brung them up last time, it was a waste of time, bro. So you want to have some real spirited debates tonight. All right, let's get to the next clip. Give me 1 second here. All right, so this says, y'all surprised Jamie Foxx caught with car full of snow bunnies months after saying no more white women, and crediting black people for saving him. All right, let's see what this is about. What is social media crying about now when it comes to interracial dating? If we being honest, man, Jamie Foxx always had the snow bunnies on him. I think the past few chicks he dated was snow bunnies. So what y'all surprised for? That one could be Spanish, but I mean, her hair is blonde, so we don't really know. So she can still count as a snow bunny. The other thing this shows you, chat, so Jamie Foxx he's an A-list celebrity. He did a lot, man. I think does he have a Grammy as far as his music career goes? But I know Jamie Foxx put out a few albums, and one of his first albums was actually dope. Blame it on a drink, blame it on a goose, blame it on the alcohol. So he had some fire songs back in the early 2000s and stuff. He been killing it. He had his own show, the Jamie Foxx Show. He played in many movies like Ali, like Ray Charles, which he did phenomenal as far as acting and stuff like that. But when you are a A-list celebrity and you're keeping up, you're keeping in shape. Like you see Jamie Foxx, he's has to be like, let me see how old he is. Homie got to be like 55. Let me see. Jamie Foxx. Homie is 57. Bro, he's 57 years old, hopped out a whip with 4 young white teens. One, what this shows you is, all right, homie, he don't care about, I think he does have a daughter though. But as far as, his lifestyle and stuff like that, he's just living a celebrity lifestyle. He's out here having fun. He's out here, he got the pick of the litter. You know what I'm saying? And once again, he keeps up with himself. Black don't crack. So at 57, if you stay in shape and if your money is right, you're going to have a whole lot of options. You're not going to see a drought. Did I like that by accident? I did. Let me unlike it. All right, let's play it more. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Man, homie done pulled up with like 617s.
Everybody knows that.
And the crazy thing is, we just reacted to the one clip talking about a man's height. Jamie he was pretty much like almost the same height as all of those girls that he got out the car with. Now, mind you, they probably got on heels, so he's taller than them, like, without the heels, but with the heels on, they were all around like the same height to Jamie. Now, the thing is, you guys know over here that, money and status, that definitely increases your number in the woman's mind. So if like you're a 5, but if you got some money and status, it's like, wow, now you're an 8, now you're a 9. You could actually even be a 10 to certain women. So like height requirement kind of goes out the window if you got the money and status, man. And I would even say just status, just the fact that she's seen you on TV or seen you on social media and you well known and other people respect you, just the fact that you got that status, bruh, don't matter what age they are, 18 to 50, they gonna be flocking. Jamie Foxx still a funny dude too.
I'm being cured. I'm curing everything. I'm being cured. No more white girls. I'm cured. No more white girls. No more white girls. No more. No more white girls. When we get on, we forget about where we come from. I said, no, I want to. When I did my special, it was from the black people. Black people was the one that said, man, we got you. Not to say that white people can't pray either.
Okay, so fair enough. So pretty much the media is trying to come at him for being a hypocrite. That's what it seems like they're doing. Okay, wow, we just found Jamie Foxx. We seen him, we spotted him in the wild, in the nightlife with some white chicks. But meanwhile, just a few months ago, he said that, man, no more white girls. So they're putting the hypocrite label on Jamie Foxx. Now, this isn't going to do anything to his career. He weathered many storms. This is nothing at all, right? This is nothing for nothing for Jamie Foxx. He's been messing with white chicks. The thing, you got to remember, like the left-wing media, they're so sensitive. Like, he's a comedian. So when he's saying, when he's making these white jokes, they're jokes. Like, no more white girls to him means, yeah, like, I know y'all niggas gonna laugh. No more white girls for y'all, but all the white girls for me. That's what Jamie Foxx is saying. Homie making jokes. Now, at the end of the day, we can say, well, what if he was being truthful? Because this wasn't a comedy skit that he's doing up here. This is like he's just getting an award. But let's just say that he is serious. Who cares? Who cares if he said that, you know, no more white girls and, you know, he's not messing with white chicks and then he's back to, you know, messing with white chicks? Who cares, bro? White chicks, black chicks, Spanish chicks, like, it's chicks. Long as he ain't gay. Y'all probably like, dang, Cooley. Listen, man. Homie ain't gay. Let homie mess with the chicks, bro.
I know that sound weird, but y'all know what I'm saying. It's like you guys held me down. Thank you to black people and the Black Award, because this is what really counts. But black people, it feels great. And you know why I say it feels great when it's coming from y'all? Because there's always someone in the audience that says, man, my cousin do the same shit. I've been cured.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, let's get into another clip. Yeah, man. You know, left-wing media. I don't even sure what media site is this. The neighborhood talk. Yeah, that seems like some left-wing media outlet, just like Hollywood Unlocked in the Shade Room. They be sensitive, man. They be sensitive out here, bruh. All right, let's see. What's going on, dog?
You know, I'm just sitting here, you know, just don't know why they popped my balloon and everything. You know, I don't understand.
All right, so we got both y'all up. Y'all said y'all wanted to debate about something, right?
Well, yeah. So last week you said that Myron was a feminist, and I really need you to elaborate on this.
Yeah.
On how he is, because there ain't no way this dude is a feminist.
Oh, that's what y'all wanted. Yeah, man. He elaborated on that. It was stupid. It was dumb. He doesn't think he's a feminist. Go ahead, LD Nation. We could hear you. Go ahead.
Can you? Okay. Well, I mean, what I was saying, man, was that you know, basically, Myron's beef is not with feminists; it's with feminism. Is basically what I was saying. And when Cooley asked the question about
that's the same thing.
Well, I mean, when Cooley asked the question about sexual liberation of women, that is the paganistic aspect of feminism that you see with any tradition when you you know, become too wrapped up in the order of that tradition. So yeah.
What?
Do you know what paganism is?
I know what paganism is, but I'm just trying to understand how is paganism.
Yeah, how does this correlate, bro? That didn't make any sense, bro.
So what I'm saying is the paganistic aspect of feminism. Like me, I'm a selfist and I'm a feminist. I'm all about oneself and I'm all about empowering women. So when I say that, you know, like it's like the nature of a lion, the jungle's monarch, right? You don't see lions running in a pack, right? You see them, you know, surrounded by a bunch of women, you know, and or lioness, you know what I'm saying? And in that sense, it's like, okay, the you know, what makes the lion the jungle's monarch is you know, he's not the biggest, he's not the fastest, he's not the smartest, he's not the most wise. He you know, so what makes him king of the jungle? You see what I'm saying? And it's
Makes him king of the jungle is that he makes the woman lion go out and do all the damn work while he lays around and does absolutely nothing. And then when the shit comes down, then he does the work. But how is that empowerment?
Because
when you say empowerment, I mean, it's almost like a kind of like a word concept fallacy that you're using and you're not understanding, because you're connecting two things. Feminism was never about empowering, was about empowerment for women. It's about egalitarianism. How is that empowerment?
Well, no, feminism in its true essence is the empowerment of women. You know, it's to empower them to, you know, go out there and hey, send them out there to uh, do the best that they can do, and I think that's what I'm saying, because and I love Myron as as far as like what he said, even when he say women deserve less, that is him, because he's saying it out of correction. We're living in a day and age where women need a lot of correction. Like when Cooley started this live off, he started this debate night. He said that that woman that was in the store, they get approached by men. They have this ego that's through the roof.
Yeah,
So,
correlate
Dude, I'm
this.
so lost
LD
right now, bro.
Nation.
You're like connected. Hold on, you're thinking like a woman right now, and you're trying to connect like 5 different things into one concept. So let me get this straight. So feminism from the beginning was about liberating women and taking them away from having to depend on a man, and it has turned into they are equal to men and don't need them. So how is that empowering a woman to make her actually think that she can compete with a man when it will never be possible? There might be some exceptions to the rule, because there's always an exception to the rule. But as a general sense, you cannot empower a woman by telling her, oh, go get your own bag and you don't need a man and you don't need nothing, because without men, there is no foundation to society.
See, that's what I'm saying. You're getting wrapped up in the tradition, as far as like you're putting the tradition before, the
What
true
tradition?
essence.
There's no tradition in being able to survive. Can women create a society and survive? No, they can't do the infrastructure, the work that it takes to build the infrastructure. They're just not physically capable of doing.
So what you're speaking about is the waves of feminism. This is
All waves of
fourth
feminism have
wave.
been about taking women and making them into their own person, that they don't need a man and they don't need to rely on a man, and they can do everything a man can do in every single wave. And it's just gotten worse and worse and worse to now where they think they are equal to men.
Okay, so again, when you're speaking about sexual liberation and egalitarian,
I'm not talking about just sexual liberation. This is just liberation in general, workplace, sex, and just life.
and so that's why this is what when I say that's the paganistic aspect of feminism that you have to be careful not to get wrapped up in, because
What other aspects are there of feminism?
To empower the woman as for
Right, but how does that empower the woman?
Well,
you keep saying it empower the woman, but you're not explaining how it empowers the woman. You're just going off on these random tangents.
Okay. So let me give you a scripture in the Bible. Do you read the Word of God? I mean, do you study?
I know a little bit.
Yeah, you don't listen.
I don't know what that has to do with feminism.
Yeah, that don't gotta do with
feminism
nothing.
and the Bible are completely bipolar from each other. I mean, it's just not.
On these tangents. I want to
LD Nation, listen real quick. Listen, stop talking. Let me mute you. When you come in here, you make an argument, it has to be concise, it has to be clean, and you need to be able to articulate yourself in a way where it's not tangential. You're trying to connect the dots, but none of the dots is connecting. They're just dots, and we're looking at dots. So, make a good connection. You said that so-and-so is a feminist, right? Make the correlation to how he is a feminist. And then don't say, well, he's a feminist, but that's different from feminism. No, that's the same thing, bro.
So just feminist and feminist. You can't have a feminist without feminism.
Yeah.
It's the same word.
Feminism is the ideas. Feminist is the person that follows the idea.
Let me break it down to you like this. Okay, say if I'm Pharaoh, king of all Egypt, and the Israelites want to let their people go, right? Me knowing that I am the original, the basically, the king, like I said, the king of all Egypt. I'm not going to chase you because because I know where your power comes from, as far as me being the first like supremacy of the world. Like I'm not getting wrapped up in your tradition, because I know where your power comes from. This is what I'm saying with Myron. I'm saying that you know, I'm not saying that he's wrong, but I'm saying that his plight is with feminism and not the feminist. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. You cannot have a feminist without feminism.
You
can't.
You talking
Yeah,
about
you can't.
You,
Bro.
Oh my God. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
Feminism is an idea. You think about it, it's an idea. A feminist is a person acting out the idea. So how do you separate the two?
So you separate the two by not getting
How? No. Not you separate the two. How do you separate the two?
You separate the two by not getting caught up in the paganistic aspect of sexual liberation. You know what I'm saying, and all these things. You don't get caught up in that. So basically, you know that the order of any tradition. If you put that tradition before God, then it becomes as the pagans.
Listen, real quick, LD Nation, just read this comment, bro. This just means that you coming up and you haven't thought out this. You haven't thought it out, right? This is no Fugazee podcast, man. This is a big platform, bro. For me to allow you up, you have to think out these thoughts and these ideas of what you have. You just haven't thought it out. No, we listen. We are hearing,
and that's exactly why I wanted to debate you on this.
Yeah, man. Listen, time out, real LD Nation. Listen, we are listening. No, bro. Listen. Stop. That don't make any sense. We understand you, but you don't even understand the things that you're saying, right?
So what I'm saying is,
no. Forget about what you're saying. Just log off stream and just go read some books about feminism so you can get a good understanding on it. And then try to make a correlation to that with Myron or whoever else you want to speak about.
The Israelites and the Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take you.
Listen, I got to get him out of here. But the chat don't even want him in here. He's like one of the delusional chicks that they listen to respond. He's not listening to understand. He's just listening to respond. That's why he kept talking. I'm like, bro, you're not making any sense, bro. Like, how many times did we break it down? We said that feminism and feminist are two different things. Feminism is the idea, is an ideology, and then feminist is the person that follows that ideology. This nigga don't understand.
Yeah, you can't. It's like, how do you even explain that? It's just
said, chill, Cooley. Nah, bro, we not chilling, man. I gave him a chance already.
Like, you got an idea. Yeah, you can have an idea and not act it out and not have a problem, but you can't act out the idea and not be the idea.
Yeah, you can't have exactly. Like, you could have something in your mind, never act it out. It's like, okay, well, we don't know about that. An idea. We don't know about any of that.
That's like, when you're in the closet, they don't know you're gay until you come out.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Right. That's
true.
the same. It would be the same thing. Probably better off staying in, but hey, whatever.
This guy wrote in a private chat again. Yeah, man. Listen, LD Nation, you got to have some better arguments. I can't allow you back up. It's ruining the quality of the show. But listen, man, appreciate the support with Kid Dreams. Excellent job. Victory goes to you.
I'll take another W. Oh, wait, I'll take another W real quick. So remember those emojis you said you was going to give me last week so we could talk shit in the chat?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I got to do that. We got to do that, man. I got you. Matter of fact, I am going to make it an obligation to get that.
Listen, I need one that says, Shelly, you look 39. And then I need another one that says,
okay,
no Fugazee. The only thing Fugazee is the start time. That's all I need, bro.
Okay, all right. The first one I got you. The second one, nah.
I know. I'm pushing it with the second one, but
I'm messing with you.
Listen, I'll give you. Listen, I know you under the weather. You ain't sick, right? So I give you the pass today.
Yeah, man, I am a little under the weather. That was funny, right? When I said, man, only women and children get sick. Real niggas don't get sick.
That's right. Cooley ain't sick, bro. He's under the weather. Okay,
I'm under the weather, man.
That's right. I mean?
But all right, man, appreciate the support, bro. Have a blessed one.
Always a pleasure.
Someone said, you gave him 20 chances and won. You're like an angel. Bro, I gave him mad chances, man. So many chances. All right, let's continue this on, man. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name, where you're from.
King the Barber from D.C., Washington, D.C.
All right. And what are you here to debate about?
I'm not even here to debate. I mean, I just love the channel, man.
Okay.
For real, for real.
Appreciate that.
I definitely had something to say about the about Jamie Foxx. Yeah, man. Look, like you said, he's out here. He's enjoying the chicks, and that's all that matters. Everybody else want to be so picky about what they want to say and try to hold people to stuff. Even when he was on the stage and giving what he wanted to say to the people, like he was accepting the awards, it is a joke.
Facts.
That's
Facts.
all it is.
Yeah, man.
People can stop being so like meticulous about what they're trying to, what people are trying to say, and this, that, and the third, and hold them to it. He's a comedian, just like you said. That's all it is.
And I think the main thing is, they're always trying to expose something. Like these media outlets, these reaction channels, like when I react to content, I just react to it. There's no like trying to expose anything, even when these I didn't react to Dr. Umar's situation because it's like, that's already out. I'm not going to put any, fuel into that fire anymore. It's already burning down. You get what I'm saying? There's no need for me to react to it. When things happen with other people, it's like, no reason for me to, when it's something personal, no reason for me to react to it. I do the reactions just in between debates. This is just to give y'all content, give you guys my perspective on what's going out there in the media and stuff like that. But other than that, man, I stay out the way because I really find reacting to stuff, like when you're doing it in a way, it's just like gossip almost. It turns into gossip. Like, what are we, chicks? Like, what are we doing?
And that's the whole thing. People
I'll react to a debate.
News.
Yeah, man. I'll react to a debate and give you guys my perspective or break down an argument in a debate or something like that. But when it comes to like exposure stuff, man, that's just trash, bro. It's pointless. I haven't done it yet. And the other thing is people do it for AdSense, so they know it's going to be like hot. It's something that is going to get a lot of views, so people do it for the views for money. That's pretty much what it's for. But yeah, man, I appreciate the support. You said King the Barber from where? King the Barber from where?
D.C., Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. Shout outs to Washington, D.C., man. I appreciate the support, man. Have a blessed one.
You too, man.
All right. Okay, anyone that wants to join the stream, click the link in the YouTube description and I'll bring you on up. But while we are waiting here, let's go ahead and get to some more clips. Tiger says, W for WitKid. LD Nation, work on your speech and get your knowledge up. Yeah, it's like no shade or no hate on LD Nation. Like, so the thing is, when I do these open panel debates, it's random people that come up, bro. Chat. So, I don't be knowing that certain people just be super, super low IQ sometimes. I have so many people up. It's hard for me to keep count of the idiots to not even allow them on stream. But LD Nation, he does support the channel, so I appreciate the support. But as far as you coming up, man, just work on your debating skills, bro. Think about it. You can support the channel and you can be a part of what we got going on here behind the scenes. You don't need to come up on stream. You can, like the podcast, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube video, and then just get your skills up behind stage. If debating is what you want to do, you years behind, but you could, just get your skills up behind the scenes, man. Read some books. I would say first start with the laws of logic because it'll help you to think straighter. Maybe that won't even fully help you to think straighter, but it will a little bit. It at least put you on the right line. The law of non-contradiction, the law of identity, and the law of excluded middle. So really focus on the laws of logic and try to view things in a logical way. And when you start, when you are really, focusing on viewing things in a logical way, you'll be able to see it's a contradiction there. So then when you have a point of contention with someone, you'll be like, hey, I have an argument. This and this contradiction. You get what I'm saying? So, or anything like that. But yeah, man. Listen, this is open panel debate is for all of us, everyone that comes up, and even myself, is for us to sharpen our tools, right? So real quick, I got some debates coming up, and I don't know if you guys seen it, but let me go ahead and show you guys now. So I got some one-on-one scheduled debates. I told you, chat, we got some one-on-one scheduled debates, me versus some people that was on the Jubilee channel. Let me go ahead and show you guys, and it's going to be like an every week thing. Like once a week, I'm going to be doing a one-on-one debate. Usually if it's either going to be like on a Wednesday or a Thursday. But let me bring it up for you guys real quick. Share my screen. All right, so here's what you can expect. So we got this week on Wednesday, I'll be debating Evan. He was on a Jubilee channel. I believe he debated Candace Owens. He debated some other people as well on the Jubilee channel. But we're going to be debating, is patriarchy a necessary good for society? This dude is a feminist, is a male feminist. So yeah, that's what we will be debating. So stay tuned. That's going to be this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then what we have in store for you guys is the week after. So next week on September 4th, I'll be debating Cece. I do believe that, did she debate Candace Owens as well? I think so. And she's been on a Jubilee channel a few times as well, but this debate is going to be a feminism debate, and it's going to be, is feminism good for society? So, yeah, man, stay tuned for these two debates and this. So pretty much we got this Wednesday, and then next week on, is it Wednesday? And then next week on Thursday, we have one-on-one debates. And then the week after that, I don't have it posted yet, but the week after that, we got another scheduled debate with another Jubilee debater. So it's going to be dope, man. It is going to be dope. All right, let me go ahead and stop sharing that. All right, let's bring up some more people. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name, where you from.
Yo, it's Cooper Raw, coolest of them all, from Delaware and shit.
All right, cool. And just, if no cussing, because we are on YouTube, but what do you want to debate about tonight?
Nah, I ain't really want to debate about anything, for I just want to know your premise on the black female and how she's contributing to the world and all that.
My premise on the black female and how the black female is contributing to the world. Okay, well, tonight is debate night, man. It's not for me to give, monologues and stuff like that on my point of view on black women. I would say I love black women. I came from a black woman, and I have a daughter. She's mixed, so she's basically a black woman. The black gene is the dominant gene. Other than that, man, like all women currently in society in America, not all, but I would say the majority, they've been indoctrinated by feminism. So they have this egalitarian view of the world that they think that they are equal to a man, and they have this view of being independent, like they don't really need a man. And also there's other driving forces for this as well, like, single mother households and not having a family in a home. But I can go on and on and on. But once, like I said, Coop, I appreciate the support. But tonight is debate night, brother. But have a blessed one, man.
All right, you too, brother.
All right. All right. Next opponent. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name, where you're from.
What's good, Cooler? It's Zay, man. I'm from Atlanta.
All right, Zay. And what are you here to debate about?
So I guess it could turn into a debate, because I had a question for you, because I watch everything and I started kind of putting a lot of what you say into my mental process when thinking about, men and women and how you deal with your women and stuff. So
Okay.
this is kind of the question of it all. So we are supposed to protect and provide, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So women have their idea of what their role is. Sometimes you don't state it. Sometimes it's they raised by a good woman or old school, family, or they had both parents and things of that nature. So in a situation where if a woman says like, well, I don't want to be, nothing other than what I want to be in a relationship. More so like sometimes it's a couple that, both of us have to do what we have to do to get this thing to be where we want it to be. Sometimes a woman might just say, I don't want to do none of that. I just want you to take care of everything. And then I just take care of what I want to take care of. So in that situation, like what is the real thinking behind that? Is that the type of woman where you like, okay, but let me go on and get the coins together because I do care for the woman. You know what I'm saying? So let me get the coins together and then I'll reintegrate this person when I get everything so that she could be soft and she could be, you know what I'm saying? Like not have to worry about nothing. And then I got total control of what's going on in the house. Or is that kind of a mentality where it's like, I don't know, because, I really might want somebody, if I do slip and fall, then what you going to do? You just going to sit there and look at me, or you going to grind that with me? You know what I'm saying? What you think about that?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, let me hear your thoughts, man. What do you think how do you think, what would be beneficial for men? What direction do you think men should go towards? Should men go towards the direction of staying with the woman that is insubordinate and doesn't want to follow his lead? Because that's essentially what you said, meaning that he's protecting, providing, paying for the bills, but she still wants to do her own thing. And he's staying there in hopes that she would change and somehow get on his program. Or, should the man not be in that relationship and find another woman? What do you think, man?
I think that, I guess in each situation, the context will be important as well, because a lot of time when people get on platforms, we don't have the time or the wherewithal to give the entire backstory. But, let me
ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Would the woman ask for context if the tables was reversed? So think about this. Say if the woman had a situation where the man couldn't really protect and provide, and she had to cover the bulk of the bills, and she had to wait until he got his ish together so he can protect and provide. Does the woman really need context for her to know what decision she's going to make?
Oh, hell no.
All right.
Because they emotional. Like you said, they emotional. We logical.
Whoa. No, I don't. No, that isn't emotional. The woman in that scenario would be acting logical.
Oh, yeah.
She's acting logical because she's not getting what she wants. She also knows the role of a man. She knows that the role of the woman, that she doesn't feel fit in her role, paying the bulk of the bills and being the protector and the provider. Meanwhile, waiting for the man to get his act together, to get in his natural role. So, no, this would be a logical thought. That doesn't mean that, it could be emotions. Women are always emotional, but that's a logical thought. And she wouldn't stay. And that I wouldn't want my daughter to stay. You wouldn't want your daughter to stay. So now, since you know that even women don't need any context, why do you need context? That's the question.
No. Not in the two parties involved. I'm saying when people get on like your platform, you have it really concise, and you just, a lot of time it's like answer the question so we can get to the point. I mean, as far as people not providing it, so why they made such a decision, because it's a time. It's a time you got on your podcast. You have a certain amount of time to get a certain amount of points in, but.
I get what you're saying there, but so far when you came in, you said, I don't know if it's going to be a debate, but it could be. Who knows? I have a question. I have a scenario I want to bring up. Mm-hmm. You brung up the scenario, and then your scenario is, well, the man is the protector and the provider. Mm-hmm. He's paying and taking care of the woman. The woman is non-compliant. She's insubordinate. She really doesn't want to follow the man's lead. Should the man wait, continue to pay for the bills in hopes that the woman does get in line and follow his lead? Or should the man leave and get another woman? I asked you the question. You said, well, I don't really know. I need more context, right? Now, once again, you need more context for you to answer the question. When I reversed it and I asked you about the woman, you said, well, no, the woman wouldn't need any context. If she's in a leadership role and paying the bulk of the bills, she's not really going to wait around for the man to get his stuff in line, generally speaking. The woman wouldn't need any context. My question for you is, why do you need context to know which decision to make? What are you thinking about? Why do you need context? If you are with a woman and she's incompliant, she's not following your lead, meanwhile you're doing your job, that's what other context do you need to know what decision you should make?
Oh, no, I don't need it. I guess what I was trying to ask you is at a point where everything is more stability is able to people.
Okay, real quick. So look, if you don't need any context, then let me ask you the question. If you're with a woman, same scenario that you brought, you're with a woman, you're paying the bulk of the bills, you're protecting and providing, and she's not really, she kind of want to do her own thing, like you said. But she's still with you, but she's not really doing the things that you need her to do. She kind of doing the things that she wants to do herself. Are you going to stay with that woman?
Nah.
All right. That's your answer. That's every male. That should be, for a prescription, that should be every man's answer. You don't want to be with a woman that is insubordinate. Then you are a simp. Essentially, that's what you are, because a simp is a man that is dealing with a woman where the woman isn't reciprocating on her end, meaning that he's doing the things that she wants him to do, but he's not getting any of the things that he wants her to do. So yeah, you never want to be a simp.
Back to it.
Yeah. Anything else, man?
No, I guess the icing on the cake, well, not that, but just like the crescendo to it all was me just saying, like, so at a point where, so if it's only like an issue of finances, sometimes that shit is up and down when you're just a regular person or whatever. So like, but at a point where you get it, say like, okay, now I'm with Cooley, we kicking it, I'm the top 1% in your mind, because love really cloud judgment sometimes. Would you spin the block back and be like, okay, now everything is good, so like we ain't really got no pressure, like everything is in place, everything is the way it need to be? Would you be like, okay, either you gonna ride the wave or it ain't shit, like it ain't?
Got you. So you're saying that when you were down, she wasn't really with you, but now that you up, she trying to be all around you. That's what you're saying?
If it was to have, like, so when it get there, now we done been through the trenches now. I ain't gonna say that. But,
okay, so has the woman been riding with you? Okay, yeah. So she was riding with you even during the downs, even when you took the L's, she was riding with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you start taking the W's, that's a good woman. If she was riding with you with the L's, then she deserves to be riding with you when you taking the W's. As long as she's a good woman, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the woman. That's the woman you want to keep around. Now the woman that wasn't with you, she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go head out with my single friends and have a single girls trip, and I want to go out, or I want to go to this, and she was doing things that you really didn't want her to do when you really didn't have your finances in order. Now when you get your finances in order, nah, you leave that chick. You should have left that chick when your finances wasn't in order.
Well, it might seem like it's two different individuals. No, I'm just saying, like, so if we riding for a certain amount of time, like, a man is built to go through shit more than a woman, because that's what we do. So it's a lot harder for women to kind of process a lot of that or be strong enough mentally to really deal with a lot of that. That's the man's role anyway. So it's like you take a break, like, all right, let's just get it some time for me to get everything the way it need to be.
Well, that's not necessarily the man's role. That's not necessarily a gender neutral role, right? That's not a gender neutral role. Yeah, we can say that men, we are able to deal with outside pressures more than the woman can. But even though the reason why we are able to deal with those outside pressures is so our woman doesn't have to deal with those outside pressures, like, work, finding a job, losing a job, all the things that, the world throws at men. We deal with that. We take those pressures on so our woman doesn't, right? Yes. Now, since we are taking on those pressures so our woman doesn't, it's her duty to stay with us during that time.
Yeah.
That's her duty, to ride with the man. You get what I'm saying? So the woman's duty is, no matter what's going on, no matter what the man is going through, the ups and the downs, she stays by her man's side.
Yeah, that's
Her
that's
man
the fact.
is her law. She doesn't know any other law but her man.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think it's just, I made an executive decision to kind of, you know what I'm saying. I don't want all these stresses and all this on you, so let me go ahead and do what I got to do to get things back to a sense of stability. You know what I'm saying, a lot more than what is being lately. So just let me handle this, so you don't have to. And then you know what I'm saying. We'll circle back around when things kind of get back to what we were used to. You could be here, then it'll dip down, go up, dip down, whatever the case may be. But you know what I'm saying, even the mental stresses on myself, it was just like a lot to have to, you know what I mean, have everybody else around me. I got kids and all that too. So I didn't want everybody else to be, seeing me kind of toiling and rigoring. I was just like, I can do this by myself.
Yeah, you're speaking about a personal situation now. I see what you're saying. But fair enough, man. Anything else you wanted to discuss?
No, that's it. Good show though, man. I tap in all the time, man. I appreciate it, buddy.
Hey, man, I appreciate the support, man. Have a blessed one. I hope all goes well with you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Moving on. Well, we got Casanova sends him $5. Do you have any good book suggestions in regards to studying the law of logic? You know what, man? I'll be honest with you. I don't read a whole lot of books. You don't need to. I mean, shout out to the people that do read a whole. You are speaking to someone that has a high school level education. I have a high school level education, bro. I only graduated high school. I did some college because I was playing ball. Nigga was nice. You know what I mean? But besides that, I ain't graduate college, right? You can. I actually bought my daughter this book. We went to Barnes and Noble, and she picked it out. She's 13 now, and she sees that I do debates and stuff like that. And she was a little bit interested in it. What was one of the books that I bought her? I can't even remember it. To be honest, I can't even remember. But what you could do is, bro, this is why Google is awesome. You can just Google the laws of logic. One, it'll give you the laws of logic. And then it would give you many examples on how to spot out, on how to utilize the laws of logic and how to spot out when someone else is committing a logical fallacy. And then there's many, many different logical fallacies where you don't have to remember them all. You just want to have the mind state of thinking logical, and then you'll be able to pick it up. It's another way I can say it, like how it kind of helped me out. I mean, it's gonna take practice. You get what I'm saying? Like if you're really trying to get into debate, you can read all the books you can, but you got to get your feet wet. And this is why we do open panel debate night, man. So y'all could come up and debate me on things that I disagree with, or debate other people as well. You see how we bring up, other people to debate amongst one another. So, I mean, yeah, man. There's many different philosophy books. I've read some of them, but honestly, I'll be honest with you, bro. Practice works a lot, and I should read more. I'm not going to hold you. I do have a lot of reading to do. I think for me, though, is history. I don't know a lot about history. I'm one of them type of dudes that I know a lot about a little. No, my bad. I know a little about a lot. I know a little bit of information, but about a lot of stuff. I'll know a little bit of history. I'll know a little bit of science where I could refute a point. I'll know a little bit of that. And then it's like, when you really want to master something, one of my areas that I need to level up on would be history. Not American history. I know that. Live here. But other countries' history and geopolitics and stuff like that. I could speak it a little bit, but it would definitely help in debates when maybe a debater says something like, well, in Poland, they this and this. And then if I knew the history, I'd be like, that didn't happen. There wasn't any feminist over there yet. It was a patriarchal society until this date. You get what I'm saying? So history definitely helps when it comes to debating. But as far as logic, bro, just Google the laws of logic and Google would give you many examples. Google would show you different ways to spot it when someone is saying something illogical, and different examples on how you can speak and also think logically. Remember, influence creates thinking, thinking creates behavior. So at the end of the day, if you want to get better, turn off the corn, stop watching Dragon Ball Z. You know, I love Dragon Ball Z, but you got to stop watching Dragon Ball Z all the time. And you got to watch debates, bro. You got to be influenced by the things that you're watching. Then you're going to be thinking all the time. And obviously you're watching me here. So, you know, I'm influencing you and I'm helping you to think like, okay, what books do I need to be more logical? But your behavior is going to come into play. Now you want to start maybe going on Clubhouse. If you're scared or you don't have the confidence to come up on stream, go to Clubhouse, download that app where you can just speak and there's no cameras. Go on X and hop into some people's things. Go on TikTok where you don't have to always have your camera on and debate some people. When you get good enough where you have that confidence, then come back on over to No Fugazee and we can hash it out. All right. We got some more super chats in here. Appreciate all the support, man. We got Casanova again says, I just got to say, though, some of y'all going up not to debate or just being nonsensical really does kill the vibe. I don't know about y'all, but I come here to learn and be entertained. I appreciate that, Casanova. And yeah, that is open debate night. Open debate night is to learn. This is why I do reactions, too, because when I'm doing a reactions, I'm breaking it down and I'm giving you guys a unique perspective, hopefully something that you haven't heard before. So you're learning from the video that we just watched, right? So it's learning there, whether if it's dating relationships, whether if it's, you know, feminism or, you know, some science junk where, you know, now same sex couples can have a baby due through some in vitro science technology crap. That's what we react to, give you the knowledge. But then when we have some debates, the thing is, bro, I've been defeating people OD in debates. So people really don't want to come up for the smoke. They don't really want to come up for the smoke. I ain't gonna hold you. I've been undefeated. I've been going on a winning streak. W's, bro. Like, I literally had so many people from the Jubilee channel already. Some of the people that debated Andrew Wilson, some of the people that debated, they come on my stream, they rage quit. I've been doing it. Now we got more one-on-one debates lined up. Got a debate this Wednesday, and got a debate. Bro, for the month of September, there's going to be a 1v1 debate, me versus someone else, which is going to be like a 2-hour, 3-hour stream of me debating someone once a week. So we pushing out content, bro. And then, quick thing. This week, we have 2 full panel dating podcast shows. So this week, bro, this Friday, we have we got like, I think it's like 10 or 12 chicks lined up for Wednesday's stream. That's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We going live. And then Saturday, so we doing a back-to-back. So 2 full panel dating shows with girls, me and East, with a plethora of chicks talking dating and relationships. So that's going to be this Friday and this Saturday. So stay tuned, bro. We pushing out content for y'all, bro. We pushing out the content. All right. See if we got any more chats in here. Yeah, we do. Everyone should read How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale. Yeah, With Kid Dreams. I mean, there's many books. There's many books out there. I haven't read that one. Bro, let me see. Bro, read the Bible. Start with the Bible. Honestly, because I read like the David Buss books, like Evolution Psychology. I did read those books. Like I read quite a few books. Can't remember them off the top of my head, but I read quite a few books, right? But even before I read those books, I think like since you are getting this information and like you took a dose of the red pill already, if you're watching No Fugazee right now tonight, you already got the dose of the red pill. If you go with the Bible, just start at Genesis, bro. First chapter, read the Bible. Is going to give you a lot of game, and it's going to give you a lot of understanding about like even how nations start, because all of these Western nations, how it's even organized, bro, we get that information from numbers. The hierarchy to things, that's all in the Bible. Like men having standards, men not being simps, that's all in the Bible. So a lot of the information that you can get, you'll get it from the Bible. And most of these writers and these philosophers was influenced by the Bible anyway. They were influenced by the Bible anyway. Now, obviously, the Bible is written in a way where sometimes, man, you got to read, one verse like 4 times to make some sense of it. And then go back and read the verse prior to it and then a verse after that just so you can understand sometimes. But other than that, with certain books that you read and certain authors, they can break it down to you in a way where it's a little bit more understanding, I would say. So, yeah. But then also, like, you got to think about it. There's many people where you can get game from, bro. So you got people like Jordan Peterson. I don't agree with him on everything. I think that, certain things can be a little bit more feminized than his message, but I think he gets the gist of it too. He understands that masculinity is, at an all-time low. There's a subsect of society that's trying to attack. There's a full attack on masculinity. He understands that there's no such thing as toxic masculine. So there's people that you may not agree with everything that they say, but you can watch them and listen to them and take the things that make sense. Because other thing, we're human beings, bro. We're flawed. Like even me. Y'all not supposed to agree with everything that I say. Nigga, I'm a man. Why would you agree with everything that I say? I'm flawed. Everybody is flawed. Jordan, all the people that you like and admire on YouTube, we're all flawed, bro. So even in the books that you read, it's still going to be some things that, oh yeah, that gave me some game. It gave me some knowledge. That was good. It was very intellectual read there. But then there's going to be some stuff that you read like, this was trash, but it had some good stuff. So it's always like that, man. It's always going to be like that. But at the end of the day, if you want to get really good in debating, a few things that I picked up right off the bat from one, just debating, and then 2, maybe doing a little reading, probably not even reading, probably just me actually out here practicing, is that manipulation happens when you focus on the effects instead of getting to the root. So a lot of the times you can be having a discussion with someone and having a debate. And if you can spot out, and this is logic, right? If you can spot, and this is how you start to think in a logical way. When someone is pushing forth an argument, and if they're not like giving an argument and it's coming from the root, the grass root of things, but it's starting with like the effects of things. And if you can spot that out where it's like, well, no, if you peel the layer back, it's actually there. Meaning that the things that they presuppose because they're starting with effects is just off. And then you'll be able to catch that. And then you'll be able to challenge their presuppositions. So you can ask them questions on what they presuppose. And sometimes people make certain presuppositions where they didn't even know that they made these assumptions. So then you can point that out and you can score some points in a debate. Like points can be scored, man. So I would say when I learned that, I was always like, every time you're listening to someone, you're like, what are they getting to the root of what they're saying? Because if they're not getting to the root of what they're saying, then, they are essentially trying to manipulate me and the audience. So if I can be quick and spot that and point it out, you can have a gotcha moment. You know what I'm saying? All right. Who wins a fight, Cooley or Raja Jackson? Yo, man, you know what? I should react to that. That junk was crazy, bro. Homie done beat up a wrestler. But, you know, at the end of the day, I did see a little bit more context of the clip. So, yeah. But, yeah, he's an MMA fighter, man. And shout outs to Rampage Jackson, man. Shout outs to Rampage. I'm sure he's definitely a supporter of the podcast. I think I seen him like a few of my stuff before, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of the UFC fighters do. I know like Israel Adesanya. I mean, the list goes on with, you know, the UFC fighters. They'll repost some of my stuff. They'll shoot me a DM like, yo, respect. Or they'll just like a lot of my posts and stuff like that too. So I know they be watching my content. Let's see if we got any other. Someone said, debate JLP, Jesse Lee Peterson. About what? Jesse Lee Peterson is like 80 something years old, bro. Homie, he's funny. Jesse Lee Peterson is funny though. I ain't gonna hold you. Is that all for the chats? Yeah, that's all for the chats for right now. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and here and get to some more clips. I would like to debate the morality of interracial relationships. Okay. Even, I see you backstage. That's what you said. Let me know exactly what's your take on it. And before I bring you up, right back in the private chat, let me know, like, where do you stand on it? Do you think it's moral or immoral? Okay. Where are we at in the chat? Get the likes up too, man. A lot of people in here. Y'all being ninja watchers. Let me go ahead and close down the Facebook stream and Instagram, Facebook stream and TikTok stream. I actually didn't close that out yet. So everybody on Facebook and TikTok, come on over to YouTube. That's No Fugazee Podcast on YouTube. Come on over now. Okay, this could be good. What's going on, Even?
Not much, man. Not much.
Cool.
I would say, like, the premise of the argument, there's two parts. One where it goes on, like, the biological effects. Kind of like, I would go into, to go make that analogy. I would say.
Okay, and you're speaking about interracial. So let the audience know your stance on interracial relationships. Go ahead.
I would say that there can be some serious issues with very distinct cultures going and mixing together initially, and kind of like in a continuous fashion, like to go and I'm probably not saying it the best way, but it either has to be in a way where it's like like say, like a ruling class goes into an area.
Real quick, Even.
Oh, sorry.
Real quick, my bad. So, who mics need to be turned up? Are you speaking about turn my mic up or turn up Even mic? Okay, that's what you're saying. Got it. I'll turn you up from my end. There you go. Go ahead.
All right. What I would say is, throughout history, when you look at different populations going in, mixing together, it's often something like, say, an invader entering an area, and the conquerors would go and, like, have children with, like, the native women. And throughout time, like, the conquerors' bloodlines would slowly get diluted. But that's... and then I would say, as to where we are currently in America, since there is constant intermixing, I would say that is a different dynamic because it kind of creates its own sort of issues.
Okay,
Because-
so your stance is interracial dating is immoral. Immoral meaning that it isn't good and it is something negative. Now, you said that in a private chat. You said generally it is immoral. Your reason for this is because, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just trying to still in your position, because of culture, people mixing different cultures, and sometimes it's not always a good mix. And then what was one of the other reasons besides culture?
I would say if like two different people going together and they're like from vastly different areas, if you look at like, say, stuff for like bone marrow transfusions or organ donations, the children can't go and have it from the parents, where if they were like the same race or cultures that were more closely next to each other, then that would be easier to go and, or that would be able to be transferred onto the child. So looking at like from like that sort of biological aspect, that can cause issues.
Okay.
Along with some other natural adaptations that different peoples have had throughout the earth. And if they mix, then that can offset like the natural developments there, where it could cause some unforeseen problems.
You know what's funny is I just read in a scientific study, it said that mixed babies, they have a less likelihood, the likelihood is less for them to carry over the same diseases from their I guess ancestry. Like, you know, like say if, you know, when you go to the doctor, they ask you for your medical history, who had cancer, who had this, who had that, what type of disabilities or defects do you have? So when you mix, when you mix, basically the strong genes from each parent carry over. So therefore you get the strongest gene from each parent when you actually mix races. And so this would be something I would say that would be a refutation for the claim that you just made. Now, I do believe that there are certain circumstances if maybe you want to have a blood transfusion and if the blood doesn't match up, well, no, if the blood matches up, you're totally fine. If that's good. But a bone transfusion, I would have to look into that. I haven't seen anything like, well, if you're a mixed baby and your mom and dad is black and your dad is black and your mom is white, for you to get a bone transfusion, they wouldn't be able to help you out with that. Explain a little bit more for me your stance on the bone marrow thing.
The main part with that is the immune system, and that it can be very, very specific, along with because if you go and try to introduce it to a body that is not prepared, then the body naturally fights against it. But to what you were saying, I do agree that a certain level of genetic admixture or genetic diversity can go and help with inheritable and I'm trying to think of, I can't remember like the exact word for it, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like certain
dementia
like dementia or like certain type of diseases and stuff like that, or certain things that comes down from the gene. You get what I'm saying? So got it. Your argument is coolly. Well, interracial dating is immoral because of culture mixing. You know, it could go sour because the two cultures can be at odds. Then the other thing is from a biological perspective. And, when it comes down to certain medical things, the gene wouldn't be compatible with the parent's gene. So the child's gene, depending on the procedure that they need, may not be compatible with the parent's gene. Okay, fair enough. Mm-hmm. Two decent arguments. All right. And that would be your reason for why it's immoral. So let me ask you a question. Is it immoral then, using that same logic for the biology, and that it could be some birth defects or something like that, or if in case you need some surgery, the mom or dad won't be compatible? is it immoral if two people of the same race have a baby, but then the baby comes out with a disability like Down syndrome?
I will say, throughout most of my life, I've held a more of a sense where I would see that as an issue. But as I've been getting more in touch with my Christianity, I've been realizing that those lives have inherently had more value, and that's something that I had to reconsider a bit. So I would say, like, in my logical mind, I would say, like, the genetic deformities are problems that should probably be aborted or nipped in the bud, as those have been seen. But
is it immoral though?
No, I would say morals come from God, and God says that you shouldn't go and kill someone, like if they're mentally not there.
All right, so think about it. So in order for you to stay logically consistent, you would had to have say that it's immoral. The reason being is because if two people mix race and, due to their, their genotype, they're not compatible with their son for XYZ procedure, that's immoral. But two people that has they're the same race and they have a baby, but the baby comes out with a birth defect, it's moral there. It doesn't really make sense. Why would one be moral? You would have to justify. Why is one moral and one isn't? What would make it immoral and moral there?
I would say looking at it from like a utilitarian framework where you're just looking at the straight outcomes, I would admit that like the morality there is like both are immoral. But I recognize that the fact that utilitarianism can be in itself arbitrary, because what standard of metric of what do you want in the society to go and see what is useful? So I would have to go and recognize that those preferences for that sort of utility is not, I would say that's kind of like the contradiction that I kind of face. Like,
yeah, that's a contradiction, man. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Just, I will say, for like the culture, to go and make like a point with something that I've heard from you that I can really respect with, influence goes into thoughts go into actions. I would say when it comes to that, a lot of the times when it comes to like couples going together, it can be like someone willing to give away their culture because they like someone else's culture. Because there's been many cases where there is, I'm trying to think.
I get what you're saying. If the cultures are at odd, like say if there's a Muslim woman and a Christian man, someone would have to give up their culture. Well, both cultures, right? I would say just this example, it goes perfectly when it comes to Christian man, Muslim woman. Both cultures adhere to a patriarchy. So essentially this would be saying that the woman needs to give up her religion and go to the man's religion because that's the only way for her to adhere to the patriarchy. And I would say, generally speaking, if the woman isn't able to give up her traditions and the things that she knows to be normal, I would say, and like her culture, if she isn't able to give that up for her man, that isn't going to be a good relationship anyway. So for me, how I think of it is when it comes to interracial dating, yeah, we got two different cultures sometimes, but think about it. It all goes based off of values and who's willing to yield. I think that as long as the woman yields to the man, then everything will go fine because the man would still be the leader. But if the man yields to the woman, essentially she's the leader. And normally when a woman leads anything, she leads it to the end, especially relationships. So with that being said, I got a question for you in regards to culture, because that was your other argument when it came to interracial dating, interracial relationships being immoral. Now, if it's the case that two people have the same culture, but they have different values, is that immoral? They're not spiritually aligned because of their value. They got different values.
I would say so. Like, I think that in a lot of cases that, a lot of the times the women may go and fall into may go and follow the man. But I think if you look at it from a broader sense, there's more than just like the woman and the man. There's their families, there's their communities. And sometimes with that can create some serious tension and problems. So I would say in that sense, like someone who is like a militant atheist and
So real quick, King Ant G570. Yo, you're welcome to come on up. This is why we do open debate night. Man. So don't be scared. Come on up.
I gotta say, Cooley, I really am appreciating this discussion. I know that like it can be very polarizing. This so
As it isn't even polarizing. It's sensitive people with low IQ. And this guy is one of them. He says it's not a debate. There is no intelligent way to have this conversation. Well, no, actually, you don't. If you don't think that this is a debate, then you're dumb, because Even did push forth an argument. He had actually two arguments. He pushed forth the fact, he said his stance is interracial dating is immoral. One of his arguments is from a cultural level, which he actually was consistent on a cultural level, but I got another question for him. And then he said from a biology perspective as well, which he wasn't consistent on, and he contradicted himself. So this is what you call having a debate, man. He has a perspective here. He pushed forth an argument, and guess what? I pushed forth my refutations at his argument. And already we got a contradiction, but we're going to see if we can get another contradiction in. This is fair. Now, once again, there's different styles of debating. Even he's a supporter of the podcast, but not only that, this is his style of communicating and articulating himself. He's not a fast talker like a Destiny or one of these people on a Jubilee channel that's debating somebody. He's pushing forth his argument in a very understandable way too. But anyways, so a question. A question in regards to the cultural part, right? So the other thing, let's say if the cultures align and it's the same culture, they're dating, the man is black, the woman is black, or the man is white, the woman is white, they're dating. There's so many things I can say I could bring up, like, would it be immoral to see if you're consistent rather than just it being the race thing? So what if it's a situation where there's different cultures, but they get along perfectly fine, and the woman is able to yield to the man's authority still? It's a patriarchal relationship. And do you see any immorality with that, even if it is different cultures, but they are still able to align with one another?
I wouldn't say so. Like, just to kind of give an example, like if you look at Spain, there is like different sort of like genetic pockets. Like if you look in the far north, you'll find more pure Visigothic blood, because that's where they were forced over when the Umayyad Caliphate invaded and established their own Caliphate of Al-Andalus. So,
okay, real quick, can you give a yes or no real quick? Would that be immoral or?
I would say it's moral.
Okay, so that would be moral. So right off the bat, just the fact that since you are, and this is the thing, and maybe the chat can pick up some game, when you have an argument and you say, I think generally that, meaning that the majority of interracial relationships are immoral, meaning not of God and not good, and your justification is culture, and then the justification is biology, But then you don't stay consistent on biology because there can be many cases, vast cases, where even scientific studies even show that when two different couples mix, it's even less pimples and stuff like that. If you ever look at mixed kids, they get like less, like the mom could have a lot of acne or something, and the father, and then with the mixed kid, they get like no acne, or they have no allergies. You get what I'm saying? Or is all of these type of inheritable defects, medical defects that one parent may have, but it doesn't transfer over to the child because it was a mixed gene. So that would refute what you said. But then you also refuted what you said with the other part. And then when it comes to the culture, it's like we can have two different cultures, but if the woman is able to follow the man's lead, you think that is totally fine. Or if it's two different cultures, but they just happen to mix really good, it's totally fine. And I think that when most dating happens, period, I would say that the successful relationships, it's in a healthy one, it's, the man leading, the woman following. And usually they're in a line, whether if they have different cultures anyway. Like even when you think about culture, there's many different aspects within a culture that can cause conflict, but opposites attract. And if the person is willing to learn one another's culture and accept it and find some sense of like, yeah, this is unique, I like this. You know what I mean? Like, your culture and my culture. I'm black, you're white. You didn't grow up really listening to hip hop, I don't believe. Did you even?
No.
No. Yeah. So your dancing may not really be on beat. But then you come over to my cookout, you like, dag, they food got a little bit more seasoning. Homie can dance. He got some rhythm in his step. This is cool. It's not of my culture, but this is fairly cool. So I think that at a certain level, we can all appreciate one another's culture. And we even see that in America. We even see that we can appreciate one another's culture. The thing is the values, right? The values can be vastly different because there's many things within culture. I don't really know a culture that is saying like, men and men is a good thing. Homosexuality and LGBTQ is a great thing. I don't see that being a culture. I see that being like some indoctrination that can indoctrinate a certain subgroup in a society. But yeah, that's my take on that. But anyways, man, any other questions, bro?
I would just say like one thing to go and counter with that. I would say if you look at some of the many cultures around the world, some cultures are more successful and tend to be more prestigious to go into than others. Like for just taking example of, say, the Middle East. If you look at Iranian culture, that has been something that's been universally kind of like approached to where they adopted like their language. And if you like look at like to like the north of Khorasan and like some of the other regions, they want to go and be Persian, but they are still distinct with their Turkish identity, but they go and want to be Iranian. Or if you look at like in Europe, some of the people from Eastern Europe, they may have some sense of inferiority when looking at Western Europe because of traditional processes. Or if you look at even like the former Spanish colonies, a lot of them want to go and be pure Spanish. So like the people from Cuba think that they're better than the people of Mexico or Venezuela because they were a part of Spain longer, so they had more direct ties to it. So I would say in like certain cases where if you have like someone that feels insecure about their own culture, they will go and adopt like their like the other culture.
Another culture.
Even like a man would go and do that.
Sometimes that happens. The other thing is, shouts out to King Simp. He says, I'm black and my girl is Puerto Rican. I learned a lot from her. And her culture. That is true. I can even say think about this. If the black community, is it really a community? It's kind of like most of us was raised with single mothers and we really don't have a fine knit community where it's like we can rely on other people in our town. And if someone starts a business, we're buying from their business and stuff like that. I can even say from my own chick, she's white, right? When I started to view more of the white culture, it wasn't even, not even say all, but I would say this is white culture. It's more, what is it? The word communitized? No, I don't think that's a word, but it's a community there. The community is more tight,
fellowship,
and knitted. Yeah. And like when I met my chick, she would always buy from the local stores. I'm like, she'll go to like the local farm and get the eggs. And I'm like, just go to Walmart. And then I remember we were super young, like 26 when we were dating. She was like, nah. And her logic was, well, I mean, they just have a small business, so I'm just gonna go there. Like, I'm like, I didn't even like being a young black man is like, man, we ain't really thinking about, no, we trying to get it how we gotta get it. Wherever we need the eggs from, the quickest way we can get the eggs is where we get the eggs. She's over here, now I'll drive the few extra miles and get the eggs from the person over there instead of going to Walmart. So there's like little things that you can pick up on when you start to date outside of your race and learn other cultures. I'll even say that from what the guy said, like if you come from certain cultures, the Puerto Ricans, I don't know this to be 100% true, but the ones I've dated in the past, they tend to respect the man. Papi, I respect the man. They respect like that hierarchy of the man's leadership. And they defer to the man. But in, the black community, they want to talk back to the man. Like the black woman wants to talk back to the man sometimes. So that can be a culture thing because in their culture, they had the fathers in the home. But in our culture, the fathers wasn't necessarily in the home at the numbers that their fathers was in the home at the same rate. So there's many different things when it comes to interracial dating, interracial relationships, where it could be a positive thing. But at the end of the day, yeah, man, I don't think that race is that important. I think that values are more important. What's your thoughts on that?
I can definitely understand that perspective. And I will say from like my view, it can be like a simplistic view of kind of like history where throughout most time, like if you go and you've traveled far enough away where like the physiognomy of people is a bit different, and that typically showed like a big difference in culture. But in a more globalized world, like the difference can be minimized. But I will say like there can be serious culture clashes than like say someone from like India and someone from the United States with like the sense of like, oh wait, you're having hamburgers, and this is a common thing when they view like eating like beef as like sacrilegious, along with other things like that, where there's, or I will say like in the sense of the world, like ever since like the European colonization, that kind of has diminished like a lot of quirks that other cultures had, like say the Indians that are Indians, where they went and they burned their wife on the fire, where that can be like a serious culture clash, where it can be
yeah. But currently in 2025, we don't really got them crazy culture clashes.
Mm-hmm. So I can definitely understand what you're saying, but I guess like this sentiment is a bit of a holdover. But I think like all traditions, like it's things that have worked over time. It can be hard to throw away like a basic sentiment. If I know, I think you get my point, but I
get your point. I get the point.
It's not necessarily like the most.
So all right. So you had this thought. You had this thought about interracial relationships being immoral. Now you know my mantra: influence creates thinking. Thinking creates behavior. Were you influenced by Nick Fuentes?
Yeah. I will say he's the person that woke me up a lot from like the Ben Shapiro basic sense of conservatism. He helped me realize that like a lot of like the I guess to put a short answer, yes, I was influenced.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I could see that you was. And think about this, right? So you were influenced by Nick Fuentes. Then you came on No Fugazee podcast, spoke with Cooley, had a little debate, little quick back and forth. You tested what the logic, and then it didn't stand up to test. You fell into some contradictions. So would you conclude now that interracial relationships are not, in fact, immoral?
Yeah, I can definitely. I'll go and agree with that point. Immoral is not like it can cause like so. You're right. It's not immoral.
Is not immoral. It doesn't mean
not
that
like stealing or like
exactly
cursing at someone. It could go and have some problems, but
it could be problems. But the thing is, it can be problems with the same race relationships. There's always problems in relationships. And the thing is, I think that when you're speaking with someone like a Nick Fuentes and he looks at everything through this race prism, it's like everything is race. He focuses a lot on race. When you look at this and you start to speak about relationships, which I would say that I'm an expert at when it comes to speaking about relationships, which he isn't. He hasn't been in any relationship. He is a virgin.
True.
He doesn't even know, how, his way with or even around a woman. He doesn't know anything about that. And then you pick up things like, oh, well, interracial relationships is immoral. It's not good. It's of the devil. It's evil, basically, because if you're saying it's immoral, but then you come on here, you're speaking to a rational male, and it's like, well, it's not exactly immoral. It could be some problems, but there's always problems in relationships. That's the thing. You got some relationship advice from someone that hasn't even had any relationship. He never got his meat wet. Never got his meat wet. So it's like, what do you mean? He hasn't even experienced any type of ups and downs when it comes to a relationship with a woman. Because that's the truth. Any type of chick you speak to, no matter if she black, white, Indian, Chinese, Mexican, Jamaican, what the blood clot, any type of chick you speak with, if they've been indoctrinated by feminism, that's going to cause you most problems in a relationship than any type of even like a small little cultural difference.
Yeah, I think that is completely true. And I think something that is worth kind of like mentioning that you kind of opened my eyes at it like a sense with, I guess like I'm still kind of like letting go of like the sense that utilitarianism is like a good sense of judgment. And so when I say like something is immoral, like in that sense, it means like it's something that doesn't work all the way. But if I have to adopting like a Christian lens, if something is immoral, then that means it's not of God's nature.
Pause. Now, so I'm replying back to the comment. You good?
Mm-hmm. But I would say like if you look at God and you look at, I don't think he, in his set, like, I agree with you that I don't think God is a racist. He loves all of his like creations, and I think in that sense.
Real quick. I want to get some more people up. We got Casanova backstage. I see he was sending in some super chats and stuff like that. I like the back and forth, man. I do appreciate the spirited conversation. The simple fact that you can come up here and keep it no fugazi and say, yeah, that was a contradiction, and yeah, I was influenced by Nick, and yeah, I take back this the nonsensical things that I was influenced on. So I respect that from one man to another man. I do respect that. But it's debate. It is debate night. So I want to get Casanova up. Anything else before you go, even?
No. Thank you, Cooley. And it was good talking with you.
All right, man. Good conversation, man. Have a good one. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name, where you're from.
Chaos Nova. I'm originally from Winnipeg, Manitoba, but I live in Edmonton now.
Okay. What's going on, man? Are you here to debate?
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, originally I was hoping I could just go after man's thing, because I grew up in a multicultural home. Like, I have a joke that, like, I'm the opposite of, like, the American black person. Like, my white dad left for the milk, never came back, and I was raised by a black man. But
Hey, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
But I
you
do
had some points of contention with even.
Yeah, I did have some points of contention, some major ones.
Oh,
I
okay.
found like major plot holes from his like first 2 seconds of talking. To be honest, not to be rude, like I've seen him on other platforms that he's a good guy.
Yeah. Fair enough. But okay, man. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and put you backstage, man. I appreciate the support, brother.
I did come prepared with another one though.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, sure, man. Go ahead. You came prepared. That's what I like.
I just have to make sure that I have to understand whether your stance on this is
All right.
actually
Let me hear it.
against it or not. I personally think the Book of Enoch should have been entered in the Bible, and I don't think it should have been left.
Oh, that's not really a debate that I would have. I've listened to Wes Huff explanation on why the Book of Enoch is basically like not canon. And many other reasons to, why it doesn't. I would say this, right? Just the fact that Genesis alone, it has little parts, little sentences of that was literally taken out of the Book of Enoch and placed into the Book of Genesis. I would say that then why don't we adhere to the rest of it, but we adhere to this? It's like they wanted to, have some of the story like the angels fell down to earth, and the reasons why we have giants on earth is because the angels had sex with the women. That is still there because we do know prior to the flood, that's what was happening. It was giants here. You know what I'm saying? So the Book of Enoch, it does hold some validity when it comes to that. But then there's many other, passages within the Book of Enoch where it kind of goes off to like a sci-fi movie. But I would even say that's basically like a sci-fi film too. For me, I have no problem with it. That's my stance. So I have no problem with the Book of Enoch being in biblical scripture, being in the Bible. Does it really change anything? No, it doesn't really change anything. Because at the end of the day, if we take an account to the new scripture, it doesn't even matter. Like, it's like this, right? That past story of the wars that was going on in heaven and with the angels and stuff like that, at the end of the day, we still gotta repent for our sins. We still got to do the same thing. Like, we still got to repent for our sins. We still got to, follow Jesus. Like, there's, faith without works is dead. So we still have to have faith and works. Is like, we still have to adhere to the same things with or without that story being true.
I guess.
Because it's in the past. So it's like, it makes it kind of weird. Like, what it does is it can give us like a thought like, well, Dean, is this what it's going to kind of be like in heaven? Where like, if we go to heaven and we're angels, or do we become an angel, or do we have access to these chicks on earth still? Like, like it can make you think about all of these things, but it's like, forget about that, bro. At the end of the day, we know what we got to do to make it to heaven. And that's not going to change. So, go ahead. What's your thoughts?
Well, I just thought that there's a lot of information in there that seems to be, it kind of almost like runs in line with some science, like, with some scientific facts. Like, there's just things, the way that he explained things, like where it kind of made things like angels seem more tangible in a sense, not like physically tangible, but like being able to actually comprehend what an angel might necessarily be, or like how God would actually intercept with humans, and the idea that like there's a lot. I find there's a lot of, at least here in Canada, anyways, with the people I've interacted that are mostly like Catholic or Orthodox, they typically like seem to completely try to refute the idea that there's even extraterrestrial life. I'm not saying that's the whole of Orthodox or Catholic belief. I just find over here there's a lot of people I discussed with that think that way, and I think that it's kind of stupid to think that might not be a thing, and that there's like, I've even heard you, I believe, bring up the multiple dimension theorem and how like the debate. And like to me, like that's some way to actually comprehend something. That's some way to actually
That's a way to make sense of it. Yeah.
And I feel like Enoch, the book of Enoch, kind of does that for people, and it kind
So
of
it does. Like, even if we think about the other human species, there's 6 human species. There's the Homo.
Sorry. Somebody said he looks like his uncle is his dad. Yo, you wild. What?
Oh, saying that you ancestral relationships, man. That's that is wild. Yeah, my chat be wilding, bro. They be getting on me too. But listen, so I get what you're saying, because I pulled up. So there's many different human species that scientists found as far as DNA. They found like a tooth of another human species, because we know we have the Neanderthals. We got the Homo erectus. We got the Homo sapiens, which we are. We got the Homo habilis, I think it is. And then we got like 2 other ones, right? So with the book of, it's a lot of them. It's 6 of them. But so it's 6 different types of human species that scientists found based off of DNA findings. Meaning that it isn't like apes or anything. It's actually humans. It's just a few altercations within the DNA. And that would make sense if that fits perfectly into the book of Enoch, because it's like, even if we bring the story of Adam and Eve in here, it's still like there was other human species even when Adam and Eve was here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it kind of just, to me, it just kind of fortifies the idea of the Bible. Like,
yeah. It's so many different ways to look at it. At the end of the day, I think it's kind of fun. It's kind of almost like a comic book where you get to maybe have some thought-provoking exercises with reading the book of Enoch and trying to correlate it with biblical scriptures and think about how things were thousands of years ago when the earth was formed. So yeah, man, nothing against that. I do actually, I'm okay with that being included within biblical scripture. But anything else, man?
Oh, no, not at all. That's
Fair enough.
I just thought it would pop up, but
Fair enough. All right, man. Have a blessed one, brother. All right, chat. All right. Okay, where are we? Any super chats in here, or that is it? I think that was it. That is it. All right, well, get the likes up. Don't be a ninja watcher. Get the likes up now. All right, chat. I think that's all for today. We don't have anyone else backstage. I reacted to a few clips, gave y'all 2.5 hours of my time today. I am feeling a little bit under the weather. You know what I mean? So hopefully a brother is good by the next stream. The next stream will be on Tuesday. Next live stream will be on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have a debate that I'll be doing on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stay tuned to the debate. I will be debating a male feminist, someone that was on the Jubilee channel, in regards to, is patriarchy a necessary good for society? This would be a one-on-one debate. I am looking for someone to mod this debate. So for our moderators, Tyga, Wicked Dreams, Lord Geotron, all of the mods, even some of the women that are members as well. So any of the members, hit me up in my DMs if you want to mod these 1v1 debates that I have coming up. So I have a debate this Wednesday that I do need a mod for. So if you guys can mod it, and I'll talk with you guys behind the scenes, we got to do it fair. You know what I'm saying? Since I'm opening up my platform to them. But yeah, so hit me up at No Fugazee Podcast if you are a member here at No Fugazee Podcast. If you are interested in modding my upcoming debates, one this Wednesday and one next Thursday, hit me up, because I am looking for people to moderate the debate, meaning that you would have to come up on stream. You would have to have some good, be in an area where it's nothing but silence, and you have a mic or at least a phone with good audio, clear audio. And you would have to show yourself on screen because you will pop up on screen to mod my debate. Other than that, this podcast is no Fugazi. We do have a full panel dating and relationship podcast with about 10 girls this Friday and this Saturday. So stay tuned for that as well. Hey, man, I'm giving y'all mad content. But other than that, this podcast is no Fugazi. Appreciate y'all. We out.
No Fugazi.
And y'all see the suit too, man. Listen, new studio, new podcast by the spirit, not by the letter. Bro, we can go verse for verse all day long. Doing new things are okay with understanding the reality that we are in competition with one another. But you ladies think that you're special. You are in comfort. Men are men of their word. So here's my word. I'll fly you out here and we can do it in person. And after that, we can box. I'm about my business. So remember, I said, when I ask you these questions, I will dismantle your entire argument. That's the end of the debate, my dog.
I'm 39, but I don't look your typical 39.
Belly.
Yeah.
You look 39. It's okay though. That man isn't intimidated by a woman like you. He's annoyed by a woman like you. Because a man doesn't want to date another man. He wants to date a woman.